Shri Mata Sharanam Mama, Shri Aurobindo Sharanam Mama, Shri Mata Sharanam Mama, Shri Aurobindo Sharanam Mama. O truth, come manifest. Bon année, Happy New Year to all. Hope I'm audible, Shiv Kumar ji.
Audible.
Okay, thank you. So blessed are those who take a leap towards the future. It's the message from the mother. As today's topic of discussion is the call of the future. As we know, each present moment was once a future. Starting from the very beginning of the evolution, if you can say, like the present always carried the seed of the future. It's not that matter simply involved in sorry, evolved to life and life to mind. Sri Aurobindo says, mat, Sri Aurobindo says in life divine, he says that life is already involved in matter. And similarly, mind was involved in life. Because in essence, he says matter is a form of veiled life and life a form of veiled consciousness. So, it's obvious that a form of veiled consciousness, when it is now in this state, now this mental consciousness is also a form of a veiled higher state which are beyond mind. So that is the supramental consciousness. Now it is a journey towards God. So man from the very beginning had always cherished for four things, which we already know: God, freedom, light, and immortality. These qualities, like as eternal Ananda, an illumined body free from, when he cherished, the man cherished for God, that is the qualities of God. What are the qualities? Like eternal Ananda, an illumined body free from disease, old age, and death. Light, that is supramental light, the divine wisdom or divine knowledge. And freedom, regarding freedom, what Mother says, that when I mean freedom, it's not that freedom, whatever you want to do, as man usually understand. What freedom actually man cherished for? The freedom is, Mother says, I mean by freedom, the liberty of the soul. The true self within us should have, which one is the true self? Our soul, that is the true self, or our psychic being, that is the true self, which should have the liberty to drive the being according to its will. But till now, we have been driven by our ego. Our mind, our vital and the physical is driven by ego only. Though man had always cherished for these things, which I said, freedom, light, God, freedom, light, and immortality, for these things, but the time had not come for this. Now the time has arrived. The time has come now. Like other parts of this moments on this transitory moments of evolution, divine came, as we know, in Dashavataar. So divine came as avatar to carry forward the evolution. Now, the mother and Sri Aurobindo descended upon earth to carry forward the evolution, and the time has come for the man, what man has cherished will be manifested on earth. If it had been dependent only on nature, as nature has been already doing this, nature has brought uh, in this with the nature only, the prakriti, it would have taken a long time for the change, for this change to occur. So to accelerate the process, Mother and Sri Aurobindo, they came upon earth and they let the supramental force descend and work in the earth atmosphere as well as in the nature of the individual beings. So Mother said, Sri Aurobindo belongs to the future. He is the messenger of the future. He still shows us the way to follow in order to hasten the realization of a glorious future fashioned by the divine will. Now, the future which is going to come now, which you are thriving for, that is designed by the divine will. So, the present condition of man is, as Sri Aurobindo says, man has one leg in animality and the other in humanity. At the same time, he is a candidate for divinity. So, Mother says we must learn to live not like an animal, not like an animal man, but as a human being and a candidate for divinity. What should be done if we want to be really a divine being? So this is the future divine man, which Sri Aurobindo named as the supramental being. Mother said the supramental world, you must have read also, that the supramental world exists permanently. There is a supramental world, and Mother is there permanently in a supramental body. She also had this experience of it that was the proof of her existence in the supramental world. So Mother says, when I saw this, this was a proof that I exist there and the supramental world is there, and in my subtle form, I exist there permanently. Now, she is the bridge to unite these two worlds. Which are these two worlds? This physical world and the supramental world. So she is the golden bridge to unite it. And when she has described about this, her experience and the colors, there are many types of beings she has described, which I won't go in detail. Just the colors also indicated the different types of being. Which beings are meant for what? And that boat, a boat was carrying the people to the supramental world. That was named as the supramental boat. That was a training boat, which was training the people for the supramental world. So I won't go in detail, but now I would just suggest everyone to read that. It's in volume 9 of Mother's collection, Mother's centenary volume. In number 9 volume, it is there in detail, and it's really very interesting. We should read this, and reading also, even repeated reading also, will also bring this some clarity and understanding. So at present, that is the future which is ready to welcome us. Now we can see that future is ready to welcome us. It is ready at our gate to welcome. But are we ready for that? Because man's tendency is always to cling to the past. He refuses the present avatar present situation, everything he refuses, whatever is happening. Even he refuses the present, as Sri Aurobindo says, man refuses the present, denies the present avatar, and cling to the past avatar. He also believes what is happening at present will go on repeating, and what hasn't happened will never happen. He says, when we say speak of Sri Aurobindo's supramental, the Superman or the supramental being concept, people say, how is it possible? If you are born, you are sure to die. But in this condition, of course, you are sure to die. But we have to change ourselves. The body will be transformed. That people sometimes that do not believe. So because it hasn't happened, so it will not happen. But Sri Aurobindo says what hasn't happened will happen because it is evolution. It hasn't happened. It will happen because this is only evolution. It is and evolution is never a repetition of the past. Many people say that now again this. I've spoken to many people, and they say now that Satya Yuga will come means that is the Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya will again come, and that is only Satyayug. So the concept of Satyayug is never actually the repetition of the past, because it won't be repeated. It will always go beyond that, something beyond what is that present. So this clinging to past is delaying the process. There's a beautiful short poem of Sri Aurobindo, which I'll just recite. A short poem, but it is so much symbolical and meaningful. A tree, which we must have read, but again, let us discuss. A tree beside the sandy river beach holds up its upmost bough, like fingers towards the skies they cannot reach. Earthbound, heaven amorous, this is the soul of man. Body and brain hungry for earth, our heavenly flight detain. So that tree, that it is just symbolical. He's comparing the tree that is in love with the heaven and wants to touch with its utmost branches that looks like fingers trying to touch the sky, but it is unable to reach. Why? Because its roots are bound to earth. It cannot be liberated from the earth. So, how will it reach the sky? Similarly, the soul of the man, the soul is like the tree. It wants to be united with the divine the lover. As in, if you have read the aphorisms, in many aphorisms on bhakti, Sri Aurobindo has stated the divine as the lover. So, who in us that loves the divine? It is the soul in us that loves the divine. It is in love with the divine that seeks the divine. So, who obstructs then to be united with the divine? What are the obstacles? It is the body and brain, as said by Sri Aurobindo in this poem. It is the body and brain or mind that is bound on earth, bound with passion, bound with desires, bound with attachment, relations. It is bound with all sorts of earthly emotions, etc. That delays our heavenly flight. That means that obstructs the soul to unite with the divine. When the soul will be liberated, it will be given the freedom, as we have already discussed, it will be given the freedom. Who? The soul will be given the freedom and will see that we have the wings to fly. It is not the physical wing or physically flying. It is to rise above the human consciousness and to soar higher and higher towards perfection. So mother said, all knowledge, past and present, must be illumined by the truth of the future. From step to step, from truth to truth, we shall climb ceaselessly until we reach the perfect realization of tomorrow. So everything, whatever is in the, we're trying to cling to the past, whatever that may be, we have that we can take as a climbing stone, a climbing step that we can take just as a climbing step, but we should not remain there. We should always soar higher and higher towards a perfect realization of tomorrow. So, Mother has also given the conviction. In 1937, a sadhika who was a niece of Rabindranath Tagore. Her husband was sick and she wanted permission to go to see her husband. She wanted permission from Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo said, do you want me to give permission? Means, do you want to go, or you want me to say, decide? He said, no, whatever you will say, I'll do. Then Sri Aurobindo said, if you want to have my suggestion, then I will say no. Then the sadhika remained, then she didn't go. When Rabindranath Tagore came to know about it, he wrote a big letter to Sri Aurobindo saying, is your philosophy, is your yoga so ruthless that if somebody in family is dying or is in such a state and the family member won't be able to see him, a wife cannot come to see her husband? Then Sri Aurobindo, what Sri Aurobindo said, she quoted some lines from Rabindranath Tagore's poem. He said, what you have written, I am quoting your lines only. You have written, when the soldiers are in the war, in the battlefield, if a letter comes from the family, will he leave the war and go to his family? Whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the problem, will he leave the battlefield? Similarly, if that is only a battle for the country, and this is the battle for the whole human being, and this battle is not a lesser, not only lesser, it's a big battle, it's a great battle for the human society, human being, the transformation. It's against the falsehood. So, which one do you think is the greater battle? The battle for the nation or the battle for the human beings? Of course, battle for the nation is also great. But now the battle which is going for the human being, for the transformation of the world, all are involved in that. So, as we so now in 1937, a sadhak asked mother, if human civilization will be destroyed. Mother said, can't say now, but I'll say later. In 1957, mother confirmed human civilization won't be destroyed, means no pralay. It will be transformed. Then mother says, The world is preparing for a big change. Will you help? So now the question is, how can you help the divine? What type of help does she need from us? So it was asked to mother also. And mother said it is by collaborating and not obstructing her work. So how can we collaborate? Or what is our role in the coming of this glorious and luminous future? It is a dual effort. It's a dual effort of individual effort and a collective effort. And we should pray and aspire as well for the same. And what is our prayer? And as mother has given the student's prayer, as we all know, make of us the hero warriors we aspire to become. May we fight successfully the great battle of the future, that is to be born against the past that seeks to endure, so that the new things may manifest and we be ready to receive them. So, to fight against the past is really a great battle. As I said of the sadhika and the example I gave of what Sri Aurobindo said about this battle. So, now, what are the more, say, individual effort? Individually, what we can do? Like Sri Aurobindo said, aspiration, rejection, and surrender. Surrender to whom? Surrender to the Divine Mother. In Gita also, there is, uh, Krishna said, I was surrendered, but it is not written about the Divine Mother. But now, Divine Mother has taken the charge for the transformation. Sri Aurobindo, when he was asked about the mantra, she said, the only mantra in my yoga is mother's name, and in some cases, my name with mother's name. So, mother has the power. Whatever was asked to Sri Aurobindo, he used to say, surrender to the mother, think of the mother, tell the mother, and everything, and think that she is looking at you, and she is always present. He has always given stress to call the mother, to surrender to the mother. And what to surrender? Whatever we are, in all parts of our being. Sometimes we try to hide our problems, not our problems exactly, hide our weaknesses. But it says, as you are, you just surrendered. Mother, I am in this way. I have these weaknesses, everything. And these are the inner things you surrender. And even mother says, you surrender your will to me. Because in our willpower also, we are very, we are very weak. So, said even the will we should surrender to her. And all these things internally we are surrendering. And externally, we think internally is more, difficult than externally. But we see if externally, if one is asked to surrender everything, whatever we have, is it that easy? Our work, our time, our wealth, our possessions, everything to her. If we have surrendered to her, we have nothing to give to others. When once Champaklal asked Mother, Mother, I want to donate my eyes after my death. Mother said, who are you to donate? You have surrendered yourself to me. It is mine now. So similarly, to prepare ourselves for the future, We have to make a total surrender of ourselves to the mother. And aspiration, rejection, we know. The surrender is most difficult thing. Rejection is also not that easy. We must aspire always for the same. Must aspire for for uh, being a candidate for the future, and we must aspire to get rid of all our lower nature. And with that aspiration, we have to reject. How to reject? Whenever the thing is from the mind, from the vital, from the body, physical, whatever is obstructing me to go forward, we have to be conscious, we have to be vigilant and reject it. First, how to reject? Not to let it do. For example, if I know I'm getting some means I'm getting angry on someone. Someone tells me something, and before that, yes, anger is touching me. Anger is coming. So we have to stop at that moment. Regarding jealousy, we have to stop at that moment. No, I'm I'm having a sort of jealousy, vibrations in me. So I have to stop it at that moment. If we let them come inside, once they enter means they will occupy our mind, occupy our vital, and that becomes very difficult then. So that is the rejection we have to do. And after rejecting, we have to surrender that weakness to the mother. Mother, we have to surrender that part to the mother. Mother, I have this and I have rejected, but that just do not make that just do not become a suppression. Please transform this weakness. So hatred, anger, these things will be jealousy. This will be transformed into love, goodwill. So aspiration, rejection, then surrender. As I said, for surrender is the most important thing we have to do, and all the time we have to be very vigilant that whatever I'm doing, whatever my position, whatever everything, am I surrendering? Am i am i that strong to surrender everything to the mother? A time will come, mother says, that there will be no personal possessions, personal wealth or personal positions, everything. But if we say now, why not from now that we surrender everything to the mother? Say no, let the time come. We can take an example. If a flood is coming, government has given the alert, red alert, that flood now, this part will be flooded, please vacate the place. So let the flood come, then we'll see what will happen. So now the time has come to give everything to the mother. And for that, now sadhana kendras for collective aspiration, for collective uh, aspiration, for collective sadhana, the sadhana kendras, aspiring commune, all these things should develop, and these things are most necessary. And Sri Aurobindo has said, now that we are running an ordinary life, in ordinary life, we are trying to do this thing, we are trying to surrender, we are trying to reject. That is a training. But we have to lead and collective life, that is, when Sri Aurobindo said about aspiring commune, people aspire having a same aspiration, one aspiration, we live together. Then what happens? That gives it becomes easier to do sadhana. Also, in some part, it is also difficult because the things, when we are doing the sadhana, we are there in one place. What happens if someone gets, if I'm alone, it's okay. I don't have any problem. But when we are doing collectively some work, that time many things, like as I said, our lower nature, it comes up. When it comes up, we can see that, oh, I have these things in me. So I can reject it. It becomes easier for me to reject. And how it becomes easier? Because in that place, in those sadhana kendras, those relic centers, in those aspiring commune where the people are there to do aspire collectively, that place, mother's force is more concrete and it has a more direct force there. So it becomes easier when we call mother. So it becomes easier to reject all those things and go forward in sadhana. So aspiring commune will have three dimensions like in work. One is a concentration, like Sri Aurobindo Ashram is an example. Another is expansion, as in Auroville is an example, and extension. The society is an example to spreading the messages of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Mother said, whoever want, whoever are reading and understanding, and they can go and spread messages of Mother and Sri Aurobindo, because spreading, when we spread the messages, we make conscious the others about what Mother and Sri Aurobindo says about the future. Now, Sadhana Kendra and aspiring commune has become most necessary. And Mother has said that I have already said, a time will come that when there will be no personal property. But the most important thing is, Sri Aurobindo says, to give yourself whatever you have in all parts of your being. It's not only inner giving, even physically. And for that, another thing most necessary is to do japa, is to repeat mother's name, and that will make the things more easier for transformation. In Savitri also, it is said, in lips, just chanting her name, that will protect us from all evils, and that will give us the way, show us the way, and that will make ourselves ready for transformation. And that is that we are ready for the future, for that glorious future which is ready at our gate. But we have to we have to prepare ourselves for that. Thank you so much.